Hi, this is Andrew for Geek News Central, and this afternoon we're going to be taking a look at the GNCC W1 Battery Cam. Yes, that's GN with two C's. It's an amazing coincidence. It's nothing to do whatsoever with Geek News Central, but it looked interesting and I thought we'd take a look. So as you can perhaps guess from the name, this is a battery cam. It comes with a built-in battery that gives somewhere between 7 and 14 days worth of life. It's really designed to go outdoors, and because it's a battery camera, you can pretty much stick it wherever you want, as long as it's within range of the base station. So the base station goes in your home, the camera goes outside. You can have up to 4 of the cameras attached to the one base station, and handily there's a slot for a memory card, so you can record to the base station and the memory card in the base station. There is an option to record to the cloud, but that does cost. If you just want to go for the memory card version, it's totally free. In terms of price, you can get this on Amazon. If you like, the list price is $59.99, but there's currently a £10 reduction if you apply the voucher, bringing the price down to $49.99. Now, I think that's a great price for a camera like this, but you know what we'll be doing is having a look and seeing whether you're sacrificing anything for that low cost. I mean, obviously in comparison with some of the high-end camera systems, let's say Arlo, the cameras are way cheaper. But you know, do you get what you pay for? We're going to find out shortly. In terms of specs, it's 1080p, has night vision, has two-way audio, has a siren, all those kinds of things. It really does seem like it has many of the features you'd expect to see on a, if you like, a security camera system. So look, that's about it for now. Just to clarify, it was sent this for free. I didn't actually purchase it. It's very kindly sent to me by the PR company. So let's get this unboxed, see what it can do, and then I'll be back for our final thoughts on what I've seen during the test period. Okay, back soon. Let's get the box open. Okay, so looks like we've got some instructions there in many different languages. We have the little base unit here, and then we've the camera here. It's quite a small little unit. So let's get this out of the packet. Okay, so it's pretty much as you'd probably expect for these kinds of camera. We can kind of see, I'm guessing there's going to be some kind of PIR sensor here, maybe LED flashes or something like that. You can see those up there as well. And then we've got the actual kind of lens unit itself there. Mounting bracket, looks like there's a speaker there for two-way communication. And under here we've got a charging port, and I'm going to guess this is buttons used for syncing and something and things like that. Okay, so far no surprises. Would have perhaps been nice to see a thread on the bottom here as well, but look, minor quibble. Returning to the little base station, see if we can get this open as well. Okay, so here it is here. We've obviously got an area, got a wee button here. Anybody who has a Philips Hue will kind of recognize this style. Ethernet port, power, USB, and looks like there's a micro SD socket around there as well. And we've got a little bit for mounting on the wall if we need to. So let's see what else we've got. Got some accessories in here. If I can get them out of the box. Come on, there we go. Oops, sorry, I just ripped the box open there. It opens from that end. Right, so it looks like we've got a range of accessories. We've got an Ethernet cable here. We've got a USB, micro USB cable. So we've got, you can kind of see USB-A there to micro USB. It looks like we've got a power lead here, which is again USB to a kind of DC jack. I'm guessing this is going to be a little power supply as well. Yep. So I'm again going to guess we're going to use one of these with these. And then we've also got a small little mounting kit here. Okay, seems reasonable enough. And obviously this, yeah, that's going, we can get a bit of tilt and swivel action there. Okay, perhaps not the highest quality device of this kind that I've ever seen, but perfectly serviceable, I would imagine. Let's put this back in there. Oh, look, I'll fix that later. And then we've got a bag of screws as well. So that looks like, let me just check there's nothing underneath here, but I'm guessing that's everything. Yep, nothing under there. I'm guessing that's everything. So a reasonable selection of goodies coming with the camera, and there's definitely everything you need to get started. So I'm going to imagine that we have to do all kinds of things like syncing the camera. So I'm going to pause this now, have a read over the instructions and get everything set up. Back soon. As you'd expect, there is an app to go with the GNCC camera and base station. It's called Oseo or Osio, something like that. It's relatively easily found in Google Play. So I'm just going to go ahead and install that on my tablet so that we can get in touch with the camera and the base station. That didn't take too long, so let's open it up. Now I'm going to imagine it's probably going to, let me allow notifications, yep. The usual T and C's to read through. Okay, now I have a suspicion that, yeah, so at this point here we're going to have to sign up for a username and password. So I'm just going to do that and I'll be back soon. I've been through the process to set up a username and password, so now I'm actually going to plug in the base station for the cameras and see whether we can connect. Hold on. Okay, so I've plugged in the base station and the Ethernet cables connected, so let's try adding a device. We want a camera, mini camera, battery camera. Here we go, it's W1. Plug in the hub and wait for the blue light. Okay, I've done that. Hit next. Okay, to wait for the red light flashing. Oh, there we go. So we now have, well, it flashed very briefly there. There we go. Looks like we've got it. So let's, whoops. Okay. Oh, please scan the QR. All right, let's give that a go. Don't know how easy that's going to be. Let's see how we get on. Oh. Okay. Right, well I have to go and get the camera now. Hold on. Right, so the camera has been charging for a little while. Hopefully there's enough juice in it. So here's the little button that I think they're talking about, until the LED indicator shows flashing red. So let's hold that down. Okay.
Your camera is powered on.
Oh, presuming this is this little red LED here. Has to flash red. There we go. So
your camera has been reset.
Okay. It's talking to me. So now I have to screen, press and hold the hub button until its red indicator turns blue. Okay. When the LED indicator both devices turning green. So waiting for that to go really green, waiting for that to go green.
Your camera is connected to the hub.
Okay, well that looks like jobs are good, and as they say. I think the hardest part of that was actually getting the camera on the tablet to pick up the QR code. So it's successful. So I'm kind of half expecting now that if I go over the camera, yep, there it is. And it says that it's offline, which isn't particularly helpful. Oh, so it's gone away now. Now hopefully click to view live. Let's do that. And hopefully we'll see me and the camera setup. There we go. So it works. Well, that wasn't terribly difficult to do. Not bad at all. Okay, well look, I'm going to, obviously there's a lot of features here. I'm going to take a bit of time to check all of those out. So I will be back after I have had a look through all of that stuff. Back soon. Let's wrap this up for the GNCC W1 Battery Cam. I've been using this for about 5 to 6 days, and I have to say it has exceeded my expectations for a camera at this price point, which is effectively £50. Now, I don't think Arlo or any of the other market leaders are going to lose any sleep over it. You can see where you get more if you get a more expensive camera set. But if you're wanting to just get into this, or if you're wanting something to monitor your garage or your shed and you really don't want to spend too much money, then this is pretty good. As I said, there are pros and there are cons, so let's take a quick run through some of those. Now, in terms of image quality, I'm pretty impressed with the 1080p quality of it. You do, on the recordings, you do kind of get this funny blur as the camera kind of almost like spins up when a recording starts, but it's only for a few milliseconds, and then the image stabilizes and you can see perfectly clearly. I was very impressed, or I am very impressed with the night vision. You mostly used it in kind of like the black and white mode. The LEDs which come on are quite bright, but they still only have a certain depth, whereas if you're in the black and white mode, you really get some good photographs. I'll drop some of the images in now of footage, real footage. It's mostly my cats because they're what triggers the camera, but you'll be able to see those images and what they produced. Now, in terms of sensitivity from the PIR, I found that if I had it on the most sensitive, it would pick up large birds, sometimes the tree swaying, things like that. Medium sensitivity definitely picked up my cats, and you really had to go to the kind of low sensitivity if you wanted to exclude animals and things like that from the pictures. So I had it mostly on the medium sensitivity, and it was grand. In terms of the battery life, I've been using this for about 6 days. I've seen a 20% reduction in the, if you like, the battery. There's a reporting function within the app, so you can kind of see how you're getting through the battery. Now, obviously, some of that would depend on how many recordings occur, how much detection happens, how much you use the live feed, and so on. But I mean, I think I'm going to go with it and say that the manufacturer's estimates of between 7 and 14 days is probably accurate. So from that perspective. In terms of storage use, again, it's pretty meager in a good way. I'd only used about 2% of a 32 gigabyte storage card in the 6 days, so you're going to get loads and loads of recordings onto the card from that point of view, so no issues there at all. It does slightly bring me on to one of the complaints I would have, is that in the app as it stands at the minute, there's no way of adjusting the length of the recordings. It's always 15 seconds. And also, there's no pre-recording, which is a feature that you might see on the likes of Arlo, where on the GNCC, the recording really starts when the motion does start. So if there's only a very brief bit of motion, sometimes you miss those first few seconds. Whereas on some of the more expensive cameras, they're constantly recording, and they can record the 10 seconds before the action actually starts. But look, I mean, as I say, there's a massive difference in price between the likes of Arlo and the likes of this, so probably not worth getting too upset over. The app isn't always perfect as well. There's a bit where I think what are called thumbnails are supposed to be inserted into the camera feed, so you can kind of see what's going on. But those those foot nails, if I look at the memory card, I can see the thumbnails, but they're just not being propagated in or picked up by the Oseo app. So definitely a few bits of improvement there. Other than that, I really do actually like the app. It's really easy to navigate. You can kind of tap very easily and get to the footage you want. So from that point of view, the app is actually pretty good. As you'll see from the earlier part of the footage as well, I had no issues pairing the camera with the base station and those kinds of things. So it was all very straightforward and simple to use. In other things, the speech was, I mean, as you'd expect with all these things, there was a bit of delay between somebody talking and hearing it at the other end, whether it was on your phone or at the camera. But I mean, I don't think it's any worse than any other one that I've ever had. The siren goes off. It's not super loud. You're not gonna deafen anybody with you, but it will definitely draw their attention should the siren be triggered by motion. Well, look, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. As I said at the beginning of this, overall impressed with what it can do at this price point. If you want to know more, you can look at either Amazon, I'll put the link in. There's also GNCCHome.com, where you can find more information about the W1 and the battery cam and some of the other cameras that GNCC offer. So that's it. Do like and subscribe. And for now, this is Andrew for Geek News Central with the W1 battery cam. Thanks very much.